Hi and welcome to my new Supple Strength Intermediate class. You're going to need a ball, a cushion and a loop band for this class. So let's start with the body set up then. Heels underneath the hip bones, lengthening through the legs. Core muscles are switched on, check your back is in neutral of course. We're going to do a little bit of balance to start with. Just shifting your weight forwards and back onto the toes, back onto the heels. Allow the mind to connect with the whole body. And then think about centering yourself, melting your weight into the floor evenly. So core muscles switched on. The back is in neutral. Keep the chin tucked under and roll the shoulders back. Let's go through the breathing. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. As you breathe in, as always, we keep the core muscles switched on, directly air into the lungs. So feel the chest expand as you breathe in through the nose. As you breathe out through the mouth, the ribs deflate down. Just take this moment to connect a little closer with your body, feel your posture, and then we're good to go. We're going to start with some chairs. So check the back and the torso stays straight. You're going to sit your weight back into your heels, arms counterbalance forwards, tap those toes, make sure all of your weight is in your heels. Then we'll stand tall and go again. So sitting the bottom back, arms counterbalance, keep the shoulders down. When you stand tall, try not to arch the back and throw the hips forwards. Warming up through the hips and the knees, getting those quads warmed up as well. So we're going to sit back. And this time we're going to add on with a side reach. Right arm over to left and come back. Same again. Sit back into that chair. Left arm goes over this time. Nice long stretch through the side of the body. And again. Sit back, weight into your heels, reaching over with the right arm. We'll pause and then we're going to turn the head to look purposefully at the floor, just to stretch through the neck. Coming back and we'll do the same to the other side. Sit back into that chair, maybe a little deeper this time. Left arm goes over, pause and look to the floor. Once more to each side then. Sitting back, keep those legs parallel. As you sit into that chair, reaching over, turn the head to the floor, back to the front, one more chair, reach over and turn the head. We're just going to circle through the ankles now. You don't need to hold the leg up if your balance won't allow. Just kick those feet forwards and circle through the ankle. So our balance this time is a moving balance. We're going to plug the right foot into the floor. Core muscles in, eyes looking forwards. You're going to take the left leg and right arm forwards. Now imagine you're walking or doing the Charleston and the foot's going to go back and forth. The arms are going to swing naturally. Now the toes can touch the floor if you need the support. If not, allow the foot to hover away from the floor. Got one more little add-on to challenge if you want. Turning the head gently from side to side. Your head will follow the hand that goes backwards. Should feel quite natural. But the idea is you're balancing on that right leg for as long as you can. Give the leg a little shake and we'll do the other side. Plug the foot, core muscles in, eyes look forwards. And take that right foot and left arm forwards, stepping that foot back and forth, allowing the arms to swing naturally. And then it's up to you if those toes touch the floor. To challenge that balance, take all of the weight onto the left leg. And then add on with that head turn. As you can see, it's quite a challenge. Core in. And breathe. There we go. So we're going to go to the back of the mat. We're going to do some roll downs. So heels underneath the hips, core muscles are switched on. Gently drop the chin to the chest, collapse the arms forwards. Slowly stretch through the spine. Fingers falling to the floor. Don't worry if you can't reach. And of course, as always, you can bend those knees if you need to. And then we'll restack. Make sure you initiate from the tummy muscles. Pushing the spine up from inside the body if you like, till you come up to tall, and then we'll go down again, with the aim of stretching the spine out as much as you can. Fold yourself over. Let those arms and the head hang. Again, you can soften the knees. And then slowly re-step. This time we're going to add on with some press ups. So chin to chest, keep breathing. Collapse yourself down. Take the hands and knees down to the floor. So I'm going to go through your levels of press up. Easiest level, knees under the hips. Hands level with the shoulders but wider than your mat. Back straight, tummy muscles in, body weight pitching forward slightly. Nose to the floor. Next level, hands and body weight go forward, lengthen out through the hips. Again, nose to the floor, level with the fingertips. Next level, slightly more difficult, more challenging for the arms. Take the hands back onto the mat, keep them narrow. Elbows go backwards this time. They don't go out to the side. Much more challenging for the arms. You're taking away half of the chest muscles for this move. The closer the knees are to you, the easier it's going to be. But it is much more challenging for the arms. You choose the level that you want to do. Then we're going to walk the hands back to the knees. Lift the knees and bottom up, with the heels down, chin to chest. Make sure the feet are hip distance, and then we'll restack, making sure the arms are relaxed, tummy scooped up, rebuild up to the top. Same again, chin to chest. Collapse yourself forwards. Keep the tummy scooped all the time. Hands and knees to the floor, and once again, you choose your level of press ups. I'm choosing the narrow hands and the full body length. Finding it too hard with your arms, take your hands off the edges of the mat, let your elbows go outwards instead. Okay, we're going to stretch the hips out now. I want you to bring your left foot forwards, a long way forwards, and lift both arms up through the ceiling into a gentle crescent moon. And then if you wish, if you feel your balance is suited, you can lift that knee off behind you, come into a lunging crescent moon to further open out through the hip flexor. Do keep the shoulders down, of course. Coming down, we'll melt the knee back down, then you're going to turn a quarter turn to the right. Keep that left leg out to the side. Take the hands forward and sit your bottom back. So effectively we're doing a child's pose with the leg out to the side. Then we'll lift ourselves all the way up, gate pose. Slide that left hand down the leg, up and over with the right arm. Turning around to do the other side then, you're going to bring the right foot forwards now, lift the fingers and eyes upwards towards the skies. Secure the core if you want to. Let's lift that knee up off the floor behind you. Steady your balance by staring your gaze and keep the core muscles switched on. Coming down then, you're going to turn a quarter turn to the left now. Keep that right leg set out to the side. Take the hands forward, drop your chest towards the thigh, bottom to your heel. That straight leg child's pose. And then lifting yourself back up, we've got gate pose. Reaching over to the side, nice long stretch through the side of the waist and into the inner thigh. Let's finish this section with a child's pose then. So next we'll come to a seated position. We're going to do spine twist. So legs don't have to be long, they can be drawn in if you prefer. The core muscles need to be switched on. Imagine a straight tall pole running through your centre. We're going to twist around that pole. Roll the shoulders back, core muscles in, fingertips touch. And we'll breathe in to prepare, breathe out to twist the upper body around to one side. Breathe in to come back to centre, breathe out to the other side. I'm showing you here that the movement has to come from the rib cage, from the waist, not through the arms and the head. It's the chest, the torso, that's rotating from one side to the other. Legs are unaffected by this move. If you feel your legs twitching, pressing, then try and switch that instinct off if you can. So keeping the elbows bent is your easier level. You can take the arms wide if you wish. You can put weights in your hands if you want to. But still, the nose, the sternum, and the centre between those hands is all in line. The arms don't come in front of the body, for instance. And I'm not turning my head individually. My nose is in line with the centre of the chest. So I've got a couple more add-ons for you if you wish. Here's one. You twist and pulse 3 times to each side. You breathe in to go from one side to the other, and you breathe out for each pulse. 3 little breaths. Really tweaking through the waist to make the waist muscles work a little harder. Slightly more difficult though. Watch those shoulders. Arms lift up. As you breathe out, you turn around and the elbows come into the waist. Breathe into centre to reach up. Breathe out to twist to the other side. Next level up from there, if you want, will be straight arms. As you turn to the side, straight arms come down. Breathe in to come up, breathe out to go down. Notice I'm not turning my head over my shoulder. I'm not twisting unevenly through the torso. Everything's staying in line. Shoulders stay down. Everything's coming from the waist. Remember to breathe. Breathe out to twist. In to return. Okay, relax down from there. Give the shoulders a wiggle. Bring those legs in. Give them a wiggle too if you want. Then we're going to lie ourselves down. We're going to go into the knee drop. That's what it says on the tin basically. We're going to drop the knees gently to the side. We need a right angle at the knees. We need our pelvis in neutral and core muscles switched on, chin tucked under. Of course, you're welcome to use a pillow if you wish. Fingertips on top of the hip bones. Okay, we're going to breathe in and slowly drop one knee out to the side, but those hip bones must point to the ceiling when the leg drops out. Breathe out to bring the leg back, and breathe in to drop the other knee slowly out to the side. Breathe out to bring it back. Keep repeating that. You'll notice that the feet will roll onto their outer edge each time, and then they'll roll flat again. And do make sure that it's only one leg that drops out at a time. Don't allow both. So this is your easier level, obviously, keeping both feet on the floor. There is a single leg version. You breathe out to float that leg in the air. Breathe in, drop the knee out once again. Lock into the core, make sure the pelvis is pointing to the sky. You breathe out to bring the leg back to the centre and breathe in to melt the foot back down to the starting position. Other leg, breathe out to float. Breathe in, drop out. Breathe out, bring it back. Breathe in, melt down. All the time, the fingers are trying to find out what the pelvis is doing, and the core muscles keeping the pelvis still. Back stays in neutral throughout, of course, with the single leg level. Of course, there's a double leg level if you wish. Breathe out to float one leg. Breathe in, prepare. Breathe out to float the other leg without a jolt. We breathe in to lower one leg out to the side. Breathe out to bring it back. Breathe in to drop the other leg out. Breathe out to bring that back. Breathe in to melt the first leg and the second leg down. You're ready to breathe out to float the second leg first this time. Breathe in, prepare. Breathe out, float the other leg. Same thing. Breathe in to drop out. Breathe out, bring it back. Same on the other side. Breathe in to melt down and melt down. All the time the feet go back to the same position on the floor. Here's a slightly more challenging version if you wish. You can cross the arms over the chest. Only use this version if you're 100% certain and confident that you are able to keep the pelvis still. You might find that you lose concentration and you might lose that pelvis without you actually realising. And of course, with the 2-leg version, you are welcome to sink into imprint if you feel more secure that way. When you do take 2 legs into the air, there shouldn't be a jolt or a reaction through the torso when you take that second foot into the air, remember. Okay, let's go for a little stretch. Next move is called scissors, and the stronger ones you might want to use the ball for this one. Just have that handy, just in case. So we're going to do scissors next. Now it's more likely that you're going to go into imprint for this move. You can try neutral if you wish, but imprint is more likely. Rest your hands on the floor just for the moment. Knees are bent at a right angle. You're going to float one leg in the air. Melt that foot down. Just before it touches, you're going to float the other leg. Just so for a split second, you'll have the weight of 2 feet off the floor. So do the same again. And what we're looking for, trying to make sure that the torso doesn't jolt. For that split second that you've got 2 feet off the floor. Bringing in the hand position now. To stop you from gripping the floor, I'd like you to take your hands either side of the thigh. When the thigh moves in towards you, transfer your hand to that thigh. So those who are stronger and used to having 2 feet off the floor, I'm sure you'll feel quite confident with alternating the legs. I'm just showing you here that you mustn't press your hands into the floor. That's why we're using this hand position on the legs. It's going to stop your instinct of pressing into the floor. Do not pull the leg into the body. The hands are just literally touching. The legs are doing the work on their own. The core muscles are moving those legs back and forth. So this is the original scissors. You can continue with that level if you wish. However, if you want to grab the ball, shifty forwards on your mat slightly, pop the ball just behind your neck and then wriggle backwards a little bit so the ball is underneath the shoulders. Back will definitely be flat, eyes looking down to the tummy, fingers behind the ears. Here we've got scissors once again. Now try and float the shoulders off the ball somewhat and you will ignite those upper abdominals as well. Keep floating the shoulders. Here I'm showing the more advanced version. Straighter legs. Heels do not touch the floor if you're using the straight leg version. Be mindful of tight hamstrings, of course. One more level up. You bounce both legs equally at the top and the bottom. This one does take some concentration, so be careful it's not just the bottom leg you're bouncing. Of course you can keep to the original switching of legs if you prefer. Let's have a rest from that one. That one's quite challenging. Put the ball to the side. Okay, we're going to go into oblique twist, staying with those abs. Fingers behind the ears. We're going to take right elbow to left knee. Melt down and then left elbow to right knee. Keep switching, allowing feet, head and shoulders to rest on the floor in between each one. This is your easier level, of course. Tightening the tummy muscles, twisting the upper body. Next level, no rest in between. So as one leg comes up, the other leg goes down and the upper body twists from side to side. Recognize that your pelvis shouldn't be rolling around on the floor. Next level, straighten the leg instead of touching the floor. This is called bicycling. Again, shoulders are walking side to side, pelvis is locked into the floor. Keep the eyes looking down to the legs. I've got one more level for you. When you're cycling, pause one leg, lift it up and down, and then cycle 3 times to be able to switch legs. And then you keep that leg straight, lift it up and down and cycle. Of course, you choose the level that you want to work out. Do stick to the level that allows you to maintain your form. Don't try and do a harder move that's just too hard and you can't keep yourself safe. So we're going to do a little stretch now. We're going to do mini triangle. Take both feet over to the left. Your right hand's going to go to the floor, left hand to the sky. Push your hips forwards and if you wish, you can stretch out that left leg. Pushing the hips forwards, you're going to open out through the hip flexors and the core. Sitting in the center, legs can be anywhere really. Take those hands behind, lift the chest up, and if it's comfortable, just drop the head back a fraction. Just want to open out through the lengthways, through your abdominals. And then we'll do mini triangle on the other side. So left hand to the floor, right hand to the sky, and if you wish, of course, you can stretch out that right leg. Super, back to work. We're going to do bear and plank now. So bear is on all fours and we curl the toes under just to float the knees off the floor. Back stays flat. Then we step back into plank. Recognize that nothing really happens through the torso. Then we step forwards into bear, back into plank, back into bear. Back and forth in your own time. You're welcome to put the knees down for a little rest if you need to. But just keep stepping forwards and back, forwards and back. You need to make sure that the shoulders stay above the hands and the bottom doesn't rise up terribly in the air. Keep breathing, core muscles strong. Okay, you can continue with that for as long as you want. Alternatively, I've got quite a challenge for you. I wonder if you'll take it on. I love this move, it works the whole body. So we're going to start in bear, knees are off the floor. Take one foot between arm and thigh, swing it over to the side. You can sit your bottom down if you want to, that back leg should be bent. Back into bear, not plank. Twist to the other side, and back. And twist and back. Don't worry if this takes a couple of goes to get used to, but equally don't think too much about this one. Think about it too much and it just won't work. You're just stepping between arm and thigh, stretching the leg out, and if you want to put the bottom down to make it easier, then you're welcome to. Well done if you tried that one. It's a good one. It works the whole body. So we're going to chill out a little bit on this move. We're going to do a roll up and a side twist. So sitting tall, you're going to sink back into your tailbone, sweep one arm out to the side, leave the other arm in front, draw on your core muscles to draw you back again. Nice graceful movements, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears, hollowing out the tummy muscles. Do try and keep the feet down on the floor with this one. The aim of this is to strengthen your deep lower abdominal muscles, but also stretch out through the lower back. But it's especially nice after those planks and the bears, just to stretch out and ease off a little bit. Keep those core muscles zipped up, remember. Simply keep rolling back, hollowing out the tummy muscles, stretching through the lower back, opening through the chest, and breathe. There, take a rest. Next we have the bridge. Stronger ones, you might want to use your loop band, so have that handy for this move. If you prefer, of course, I'm always happy for you to do heels and toes or waving arms or a different version of the bridge that you're used to, rather than the one that I'm giving you here. Heels quite close to the bottom, remember? Pelvis is in neutral, arms by your sides. Core muscles switched on, we're going to breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, tilt your pelvis backwards, squeeze the tummy, slowly peel the spine up off the floor. Remember, tummy muscles are lifting from above so that you get that straight line between the knees and ribs, just making sure the knees don't drift apart. And then we roll down. As we breathe in, returning to neutral. Remember, you're trying to get as much movement through the pelvis and the spine as you can. Try and imagine your spine as a chain of links, lifting one by one, going down one by one. So here you can add on with your heels and toes, waving arms if you wish. Alternatively, lift into your bridge, make sure there's a straight line, fingers on top of the hips. We're going to make sure that the pelvis doesn't move whilst we step large steps from one foot to the other. Now these steps can be small if you wish. If you can't manage big ones, just float the foot from the floor. We're going to do 6. If you want to do 4, it's absolutely fine. Then we'll roll back down into the floor again and simply repeat. Tilt back, peel up, lock into the core. Fingers are making sure that the pelvis stays still, not by holding, just by sussing out and feeling. Core muscles must react to keep the pelvis still. So this is your easier level. We're going to add the band on now if you wish to make it a little bit more difficult. So when you're stepping with the band around the feet, just underneath and over the top of the feet, this is going to draw into your deep abdominals a little bit more than without the band. So set yourself up. Breathe out, tilt back, squeeze the core muscles. Peel the spine up off the floor in the usual way. You can use your hands to judge and determine what's happening to the pelvis once again. But feel the extra resistance as you pull that band. Deep core muscles are locking in here. Again, you can do 4 or 6 steps. It's completely up to you. Make sure you roll back down and return to neutral. I'm going to show you slightly more difficult now. This is a tough one, so apologies if I go wobbly for this one. Arms crossed over the chest, tilt back, peel up. Try and step, try and keep that pelvis still. This really is quite challenging. You'll feel your weight shift from shoulder blade to shoulder blade The idea is that your body doesn't collapse in the centre. You're welcome to try that one if you want to. If not, keep the arms down on the floor. Yeah, I didn't do too bad on that one. That is tough though. Give it a try if you feel you're capable. So pop the band over to the side, hug the legs into the chest, and then gently roll yourself up to the front. And we're going to come onto all fours, ready for downward facing dog. We're going to stretch the hips out now. So core muscles in, lift those knees up and stretch down the back of the legs gently. You can walk those heels up and down just to stretch out and lengthen. Keep breathing, remember, always pressing the chest to the toes. So remember, it's more important to have a straight back than it is to have straight knees. So do feel free to bend those knees if the body needs it. So you can stay with 4 points on the floor if you wish throughout this little section, or you can go into three-legged dog. It's just a gentle three-legged dog, lifting alternate legs up slowly, nice and controlled. You can bend the knee at the top if that's better for you. The idea is to stretch out through the hip flexors, increase a little bit of challenge and confidence, but also strengthen through the upper arms. For the more advanced, you can draw yourself forwards into a plank tuck if you wish. So three-legged dog, bring the knee underneath, body weight comes forward, plank tuck, back into downward facing dog. And you can keep repeating that from one leg to the other as much as you wish, or of course you can keep 4 points on the floor. It's completely up to you. Work at a level that suits you best. Finish off for a moment with a full downward facing dog. Remember to breathe into your stretches. And then we're going to melt the knees down to the floor and go into warrior one. Bring the left foot forwards, flatten the right foot behind you at an angle, secure yourself into the floor and gently lift yourself up, sweeping those arms up towards the sky. As you do so, wriggle the back foot back, send the front foot forwards a little bit. Make sure the hips, the shoulders and the rib cage are facing the front. The shoulders are drawn down into a nice long warrior. Pelvic floor switched on, positive strength wrapping around your middle. Into sun warrior, you're going to drop the right arm back behind you, softening the elbow and the hand of the left hand, left knee. Make sure it's fully bent. Hold that there and breathe. Then we're going to come down, wriggle that back foot forwards. We're simply going to go to the other side. So you've got your right foot forwards now, left foot back at an angle. Make sure the hips and shoulders are all facing the front with the front knee above the heel. Gently lift up those arms, raise the eyes up to the skies if you wish, drop the shoulders down. Make sure you feel secure through your core. Nice long hip flexor stretch with warrior one. Ready for sun warrior, drop that left arm behind you, a little lean back if you can. Soften the right elbow and hand. Do make sure that right knee is solidly bent at a right angle, of course. Super stretch here. Let's gently come back down to the floor then. And we'll settle down with a child's pose. Okay, we're going to move on into the darts now, a little bit of back extension. You're welcome to add the ball to this move if you wish. Indeed, you could add a weight to this move instead of the ball. It depends on your capabilities and your strength. So we'll start with a basic dart, igniting the lower back as you reach the fingers down towards the feet. Reaching down, we'll square off the shoulders, tightens into the lower back and the chest floats. You can stick with the empty hands if you wish, or you can add on with the ball. The lower picture is showing you where you can transfer the ball behind your back, igniting the upper back and between the shoulders. The top picture is showing you how you can sweep the ball in front to make a much more challenging version if you wish. You decide which one you want to do. Then you're going to lift up into a cat stretch. Stretch out through that lower back, tuck your bottom and chin under, and take a nice little rest. Before we go into a little bit of work for the upper body and the arms. So take a hold of that loop band. Find yourself in a kneeling position if that's comfy. You can sit on your bottom if you want to, but if you are kneeling, do squeeze your butt cheeks. Core muscles switched on. So with the loop band, we're going to start with an arrow pull 8 times. 8, 7, 6. Keep the torso still. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time we're going to punch upwards. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time start with the arms up and pull down for 8, 7, 6, 5, pulling elbow into ribs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the core muscles switched on, of course. Now we're going to do a bicep curl and elbow up. Right hand side, bicep curl, then elbow points up for 8. Other side, bicep and elbow. 7. Bicep and elbow. 6. Bicep and elbow. 5. Keep going. 4. 3. 2 more. Bicep, elbow. Last one. Bicep, elbow. This time we're going to work the triceps. So elbows bent, hands in front of you. You're going to press down and press out. That's 8. Down and out. Down and out. 6. Down and out. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Press down and out. Super. Drop that band down, give those hands a little shake. Okay, we're going to go into our stretches now. We'll start with a chest opener, and for that you'll need a cushion. So lay yourself down on your right hand side. Right arm out in front of you, or you might need your band for this move, maybe, so just have it handy for you. Your legs are curled up in front of you. Your right arm is out in front, left hand on top. Remember, your hips and legs have got to stay still throughout this move. Core muscles switched on. You're going to lift up that top hand. Gently take the arm behind, allowing the whole upper body area to roll back as well. Head, shoulder and rib cage, but not the legs and hips. Really feel that opening through the chest and a twist through your middle. Use your core muscles to bring the arm forwards again. Then we'll take it back, opening out. Nice big stretch across your middle and a good twist. Use your breathing to help the twist out. Using your core muscles again to bring the arm forward, we'll go back a third time. Stretching out to see if you can't go just that little bit further this time. And once again, use your core muscles. Bring that left arm forwards. We're going into a quadricep stretch now. So pop the head up in the hand. Left foot in left hand. Heel to your bottom. Press the knee back and the hips forwards to open out through the quadricep and the hip flexor. Then we're going to roll over onto our back. We're staying with that left leg. I'd like you to place your left foot across the right knee or thigh area. Let the left knee drop out slightly. If you're able to, take the right foot off the floor and hold on to the thigh. That'll push that left knee further out, force that stretch in the outer thigh on the left hand side. And then we'll do a hamstring stretch. Send that left leg up into the air, hold on behind the leg. Use your trouser leg, or you can use the band just to keep a hold of that leg so as not to strain through the hip flexor. The leg should be straight, of course, to cause that stretch in the hamstring, and you can intensify it a little bit by curling the toes back. Make sure you breathe as you stretch. Okay, releasing that then. We need to just go to the other side. If you're comfortable with the moves, you're welcome just to roll onto the other side rather than topping and tailing, but that's okay, whichever suits you best. So you're now lying on your left hand side, legs curled in. The right arm is going to float backwards whilst the hips and thighs keep still. Open out across the chest again. Let the arm, the shoulder, the head and the rib cage all roll backwards to cause that twist. Using your core muscles when you bring your arm forwards. If this is too much for the shoulder joint, then bend the elbow, take the hand to the shoulder. If the arm is half as long, it'll be half as heavy. So 3 openings, rolling backwards and coming forwards, the same as the other side. Then we'll go into that quadricep stretch. Prop the head up in the hand if you want to. So top foot in hand. Press the knee back and hips forwards to stretch through the hip flexor. Then we're going to lay on our back. That right foot's going to go across the left knee or thigh area. If you can, lift up the left foot. Bring that foot closer to you. The knee will drop out to the side, causing a stronger stretch. And then finally, right leg up into the air for that hamstring stretch. You can use the band again if you wish. Make sure the leg is straight, and of course you can curl the toes backwards just to make that stretch a little stronger if you wish. To finish off, we're going to loosen out through the shoulders. So make sure your legs are comfortable. I'm keeping mine bent because I'm more comfortable like that. You can lay yours straight and long if you want. Let's roll the shoulders a couple of times in each direction just to warm up that area. Okay, now I'd like you to reach your right hand down towards your foot. That'll drop the shoulder. And very softly turn the head to the left to lengthen between ear and shoulder on that right hand side. Be very gentle when you release. We're going to do the same to the other side. So reach left hand down towards the left foot and then gently turn the head to the right. Lengthening down the left side of the neck. Coming back to the centre. And then we're going to do the arm drop. I'd take care with this one if you have any elbow or wrist or neck shoulder problems. But what we're going to do is let the arms get heavy. And in a moment, I'm going to ask you to take a nice big deep breath in to fill the lungs completely. Then when I ask you to release, we'll breathe out and drop the arms as one. Keep reaching. Okay, big breath in, release. Hopefully it should help the tension to drain away from the arms and shoulders. You should feel quite relaxed. I do hope you enjoyed that, everyone. Take a look at my website for more ideas on fitness and how to keep well. Look after yourselves, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.